Yeah, thank the audience that's watching.
Maybe I should do that. Thank the fans, huh? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking It with Ayydé and Phora. Phora came through. We made some deep fried Oreos, some deep fried Snickers.
Yep.
And I think that it's only right that we try this. Again, I've never had a deep fried Oreo, much less a deep fried Snickers, but
it's gonna be bomb.
It's gonna be bomb.
It's gonna be delicious.
Should I start?
We should start.
Let's see, okay.
Yeah, ladies first, of course.
How do I do this? Just take a bite?
You could take a bite, you could break it open, you could take a bite and like show.
Okay, let's see. I'm gonna break it open.
Try to break it open. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, that's pretty.
Wow. Y'all see it?
I'm a little bit nervous, I'm not gonna lie. I'm a little bit nervous.
That's fire.
All right, let me try this.
Try it.
Oh my gosh.
It's pretty good.
It's like like a pancake, funnel cake Oreo.
Funnel cake Oreo with like powdered sugar. It's like
This
super
isn't
sweet. It's
bad.
for people who like super sweet things. Like some people can't take it, some people can't handle it.
It's not even that sweet, to be honest.
I already seen the one I want.
I'm so proud of us.
I'm gonna break mine open. Look at this. Ooh.
We really are ready to go work at the OC Fair.
Look at that.
Holla at us. Look at that. That's really good. Did you get this right the first time you made them?
That's the beauty in it. Nothing can be perfect. If it's perfect, then it's just like, you know, it seems too like robotic.
Yeah.
You know? It's always, you gotta have a little
that.
touch in it, you know? Whether it's burnt, whether it's like, you know, just like lopsided or whatever it is.
No, this is perfect.
No, I never tried the Snickers before.
So this is the first time for you too?
No. There it is.
Okay, this is like melted. I don't know about this one.
I don't know about this one.
The Oreos I really like. I don't know about this.
Let me try it though.
Okay, go first.
Go. You go first.
At the same time.
Same
One,
time.
2, 3.
That ain't it.
I don't feel right anymore.
This right here, the
This is it. We're gonna stick to the deep fried Oreos.
To the deep fried Oreos.
The deep fried Snickers, not so much. We're gonna put that to the side. Thank you so much for coming through. I'm glad I didn't let you mix that oil with water. Now you guys know he really wanted to live that life. I didn't let him. Congratulations, honestly, on a really great project. Bury Me with Dead Roses.
Yes.
How are you feeling about the project? Do you feel more free now that it's dropped independently?
Yeah, of course. My whole like career has been based off of my connections with the fans,
right,
and the people that love my music. There should never be anything like trying to get in between or in between it, you know. So me being independent is just literally me and the fans. So dropping this project felt like, you know, I was speaking directly to the fans without having to go through some other process. I made the album, I gave it to the fans, and that was it.
What did you learn about being a part of a record label? I feel like for most people, being signed to a major record label is like the dream. That's like where you feel like, damn, like I made it. But we were seeing like such a big change on more independent artists.
Yeah.
What was the major take back for you out of that experience?
I mean, so when you get the right deal, you know, it works out. When there's people at a label, because a label is a bunch of people, right? They're people at the end of the day. It's not some robot somewhere that's like, put song out. It's people, you know. But when you get the right people at the right record label that say, hey, you know, we wanna back this guy because we believe in him, we believe in his message, then I feel like that's the time where you sign with a label, because they're gonna sit back and they're gonna be like, look, we believe in him and what he's saying, we're gonna let him do what he wants to do. But until that point, you know, I feel like you should never let anything as an artist get in between you and your fans, because those are the people that support you. You know, the people at the record label, you know, for the most part, they're not the ones buying your album. They're not the ones buying tickets to your shows. You know, they're not the ones screaming and waiting in line for 10, 15 hours, you know. So there should never be anything coming in between an artist and their fans. But a label to them, it's just a business.
Yes.
You know, but like I said, it's normal people working at a label.
Do you feel like this is your way of being able to connect closer to your fans and more freely?
Of course, more freely, and without, like, when I was on a label, I was always double, like, thinking about everything, like,
second guessing,
triple guessing, like, all the time. And now I'm just free. Now I'm like, I don't have anyone in my ear saying you should do this, or saying, oh, you need to change that, or change your look or your image, like anything like that. Now I'm just like, I'm me.
This is who I am.
Without any second guessing. Exactly.
Do you feel that this is now a stepping stone for you to be able to focus on your own record label? And what differences are you gonna make creating your own record label?
Yeah, so me building my own record label, I feel like, you know, it's gonna be an independent label, and it's always gonna go off the motto of, you know, just being free and artists connecting to the fans, you know, because that's what it's about. It's about the music. It's about the connection. Without a connection, there isn't really anything. So with my label, I feel like it's just, you know, being able to support and provide an opportunity and a chance, rather than, you know, major labels' motto is they want to make money because it's a business. Right. I just want to support and provide an opportunity.
So providing those opportunities, how can someone try to be a part of yours truly record label?
By doing the same thing I did, putting out music, doing everything you can.
They're gonna try to slide in your DMs. I hope you know that.
Slide in my DMs.
Send them the beats. Send whatever you need.
There's been all my favorite artists.
The mixtape.
Yeah. Anything you need, send it through. Shoot, and I'm always in my DMs. I'm always connected. I have my eyes on like 30 artists right now, like, you know, so and I was in my favorite rappers' DMs, and I feel like as an artist, that's what you should be doing.
Did any of your favorite rappers respond to you when you slid in their DMs?
No.
Nobody?
Nah.
Damn.
Nah.
Y'all shady. Let's talk about the album title, Bury Me With Dead Roses. I'm an overthinker, okay? So I was really sitting there trying to think about, like, Bury Me With Dead Roses. Why dead roses, you know? And what I think about a dead rose is obviously like a dried out rose, like what you have on the album cover. But what's so interesting is that there's also a butterfly on the rose. Yeah,
I mean, the butterfly was just really in I feel like my whole transition from major label to being independent. It's a transition, you know, and not only on the business aspect of being, you know, independent, transitioning into independent, but just like my life was changing because I felt stuck, you know. I felt like I was going through all these things, and it felt like one thing happened to where I was like, damn, I'm stuck, I can't put out the music I want, and then everything started trickling down. Like, then it started becoming like financial problems, and then it started becoming family problems, and then trust problems with people I knew, and then people started like turning their back, and it stemmed from one thing, and it all just started falling apart. And I feel like, you know, I started seeing butterflies everywhere. And this is a true story. This is not made up. Like, I started seeing butterflies everywhere. And it may have been the whole, like, butterfly season thing or whatever it may have been. Everything just started changing. Like, I got the word, like, oh, you know, it's going to be a possibility to, you know, get out of your album deal. And I was stuck in record deal. And I was stuck in, like, a four album deal. And I'd only put out one album. And I was just like, you know, and I felt stuck. But as soon as I started seeing butterflies everywhere, like my life just started changing. So I feel like, and it goes a lot deeper than that. Right. But
I'm sure I could hear it in your music.
Yeah. The representation of the butterfly on the album was just like that whole transition I went through.
Yeah. Speaking of messages, there's a lot of things that are being said in Bury Me With Dead Roses, which I truly appreciated, actually. It made me go into my own feelings, my own emotions, and I thought a lot about my brother, because you bring up a lot of emotions about being stuck, being lost, not trusting people, not really even knowing yourself, suicidal thoughts, depression, like deep shit that honestly a lot of people are afraid to touch. What was the main message that you hope to get across in Bury Me With Dead Roses in comparison to your other albums?
It's kind of just a reality of things. Like, life is beautiful, but at times, you know, there's things that you go through, like right, and roses fade, roses, you know, die. They, you know, they get dried out, and I feel like, you know, you can compare that with moments in your life, whether it's relationships, whether it's family, whether it's, you know, financial issues. Like, things are beautiful at times, and then eventually, you know, things, you know, turn out to you know, not for the better, for the worse. But I feel like it's just something you got to go through. And the overall message really is just me putting that music out and being vulnerable and showing people that it's just like, people go through things, whether you're a rapper, a doctor, a lawyer, whatever it is. And there's people out there going through the exact same things that I name in some of those songs. So really, it's just like, you know, whatever someone's going through at the time when they listen to the album, I just don't want them to feel alone, you know, because we all go through certain things and things happen.
You're very raw, you're very candid, which is something that I really appreciate. You don't hold back, and it does show like, yo, I'm human too. Does it ever get scary for you though, reliving some of these moments?
Yeah, of course. Sometimes it's like overwhelming. Sometimes it feels like bringing that burden back on my back. But at the same time, I feel like, and not to sound cliche, but I feel like music is therapy for me.
I could definitely hear that. I feel like there's standout tracks for me where I know that you were just like letting shit out. One of the first tracks that got my attention from you was Sinner, right? It's almost like not a ticking time bomb, but it was like something like you just needed to fucking let out.
Like
let it go.
A bottle popping, it's just like boom.
But everybody can relate to that because sometimes I feel like we paint this pretty picture on social media. Now that there's social media involved, right? We all do. Nobody ever posts their lows. Nobody's ever talking about it. I personally don't ever post about that, you know. And it's interesting when I meet people. They're like, "Oh my God, you're doing so good! Like I seen you on the gram," and I'm just like, "You have no idea." I really appreciate you being so vulnerable, being so candid and raw in this album because there are so many people that can relate, especially your fans are fans. Like I saw what happened on Fairfax. Like I was just like, what the fuck? He shut out Fairfax. What was that experience like for you?
I mean, it's always fun. It's always fun seeing the fans and seeing people and like looking in people's eyes and just being able to see it and tell and look in someone's eyes like I see what they say in their eyes, and they're just like, yo, like I connect with you, like what you've been through, I've been through this too, I've been through that, and I could relate to you. And
they give you that back.
Yeah, and they're like, they give me that energy back, and they're like, yo, you're the person I go to when I feel like this. You're the person I listen to in my room when I feel like this, and it's just like, yo, there's a connection, you know, like people can say they have a connection, people can, you know, post and like facilitate a connection on Instagram, but in person, it's different. When you experience it, it's different, and it's impossible to fake looking into someone's eyes and being like, yo, we have something. There's a connection. You know what I mean?
One of the tracks that really stood out for me, though, you say it's not a love song. I'm gonna tell you that it's the most beautiful love song. It's Love Yourself.
Yes.
A lot of people don't talk about self-love, and it's still something that I'm personally discovering because I didn't grow up knowing what that is. I really feel that in schools they need to take some of the other bullshit out and teach us what self-love is. It's so 100%. Important. How did this track come about?
This just came about because I was just like, yo, I wanna speak directly to someone, and I wanna tell someone. I'm sick of like taking my story and telling my story. I want to tell someone
that's listening
something like directly to them, like I'm sitting in front of them and talking to them, like I know you're going through this, I know you're going through that, but you know, take some time out to like love yourself, take some time out to just like appreciate life. I wanted to make a song where it's just like I'm speaking directly to someone. In
the song you talk about your demons and dealing with them. How do you deal with those demons that I feel are a common thread in your music?
For me, it's about being vulnerable. The worst thing for me to do is keep things bottled up, keep things like pent up inside, because they just eat away at you. They eat away at your heart, they eat away at your soul, they eat away at your mind.
The music is how you deal with it.
Exactly.
And it's good to have knowledge of what demons are inside of us, because I feel like that's a big issue for a lot of people. Don't realize that this is what I have internally, this is what I'm dealing with internally. But the better ways of dealing with that is literally facing it, being honest, having those honest conversations. Something else that you touch on, Love Yourself, is depression. And depression is something that I feel a lot of people, more people that go through it than they like to admit it. At what age did you realize, like, oh shit, like I'm dealing with depression, and how did you go about dealing with it? I
was never able to identify a moment, because I feel like all my life, and it's not like a pity party, you know, because it made me stronger, but I feel like all my life there was always something that I was just like, and I to the point where now I feel like I was born like that, you know. I feel like I was just like, so like maybe something was wired wrong in me, but I'm just like sad all the time for some reason. I always like pick at myself or pick at what I'm going through, and just like it makes me like, you know, it puts me in a dark place. And I've always been like that, to the point where I feel like it's just started. There was never really a moment, but I learned, you know, eventually how to take it and flip it into something that can make me stronger and something that can make me blossom into something that overpowers that, you know. And I'm still learning. I haven't like
it's a process.
Yeah, it's a process. I don't have the answer. I don't have the key, but I'm telling myself like, look, all this that you're going through, it's just gonna make you stronger. You just gotta face it. You can't run from it. You know?
Do you ever get scared being so vulnerable and open?
No, because if I'm so vulnerable, I'm so open. Like, what is there to be afraid of? Everyone knows everything about me already. I've already faced it. I've already dealt with it. It's not someone can't go and say, hey, you're this, hey, you're that. It's like, I already know. Like,
yeah.
You know, it's not, you're not telling some, crazy secret of mine
like,
that I was hiding from.
This is who I am. I came out like this.
Exactly.
This is who I've always been.
Exactly.
Another track that really caught my attention was Lost. You talk about dealing with things and running away from them in a sense by taking pills.
Right.
Is that still a way that you run away from things, or have you learned a different route?
I'm in like, honestly, and just to put everything on the table, you opened up about, drinking and like alcohol, like.
And you talk about that in your album too.
Yeah, and me, I feel like that's kind of like something for me where I'm just like, yo, and it's weird because it doesn't necessarily bring out my demons, but like drinking makes me just kind of like numb to everything. Makes me just like, everything's cool. I'm not worried about anything, and I feel like that's when I'm not making music, when I'm super stressed, when just like things aren't going right, I'll just start drinking, But it doesn't make me like angry or anything, but I'll just be like, cool.
You're not an angry drunk.
No.
Like, it doesn't make me angry. I'm not an angry drunk. I'm not gonna beat nobody up.
No, not at all. But I'm just more like cool. I'm more chill. I'm able to not stress on the million things I'm stressing on at the time. But I don't want to get dependent on something. You know, I don't want to get dependent on having to do something. So it's like, it's a thin line, it's a scary line, but I think that's really the thing for me right now, where I'm kind of like,
it's the alcohol.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried something else, like any type of therapy, meditation? I know that you question your relationship so much with God,
right,
which is something that I've gone through myself for a very long time. But what other methods have you tried, if you've tried any, outside of alcohol or pills?
I think, just talking to people. I think talking to people and opening up and just sitting down with people and really having a actual conversation about life and the things you're going through. I think that's the main thing I've tried that's actually helped. Is actually talking. But sometimes I keep things bottled in. I mean, we all do.
Yeah, everybody does.
But talking to people before breaking, before going and doing something crazy, and before running out there and just like, being wild.
Have you tried though to go to therapy? Because that is talking to somebody. Have people suggested it to you? Because
and I believe in therapy, don't get me wrong, but I've always been more comfortable with talking to people that know me. Talking to a therapist, they get to know you. But I'm just more comfortable talking to the people that get me, that understand me, that know what I've been through, that know my secrets,
I'll tell you this. I used to be the same exact way, okay? I lost my dad when I was 8, my mom when I was 13.
Wow,
so both of my parents were gone by the time I was 13, and I was in anger management classes because I used to fight a lot. People thought that there were so many things wrong with me, and I had to go to therapy, okay? So it was forced therapy. It was, besides the anger management, that shit never worked, okay?
I believe it.
But it made me go to therapy. I went from elementary all the way through high school. I went through different therapists, and I never liked it. I hated it for the same reason, because I was like, first of all, I don't know you. Second of all, I don't want to tell you my secrets. Third of all, like, who are you? Why do I need to tell you this? Like, why do I need to sit here and talk to you? Like, I don't want to tell you this. But now in life, this was on my own that I wanted to. I went, and it's been the most rewarding thing I've ever done, because this is a non-biased person who doesn't know my life, who is a trained professional, right? They have other ways, and what I'm learning from this person is how to deal with things in a different manner. So it's like, she's not going to tell me something new about myself that I don't already know, but this person has taught me tools on how to get out of my own thoughts, because my mind will take me in so many different places. And as well, like, I've battled with depression, and I know it, for me, I can pinpoint it, is since my mom passed away, which has been a very long year, many years, but it's like, do I keep doing this to myself, or do I face what I'm dealing with in a different manner, because for me, when I would run to alcohol, like, yeah, sure, it numbs it for a little bit, but what happens when I wake up the next day?
Exactly. You still
and the day after that, I still gotta face it, right?
It's still there.
So
it doesn't go away permanently. Yeah.
I mean, it's. I feel like it's gonna be on. I feel like everybody needs therapy. Okay, I don't care if your life is perfect and you've never been through nothing. I feel like everybody can benefit from therapy, and it's a job trying to find the right therapist. Like you can't just go into the first office and be like, all right, this is it. Like no, it's a job trying to find them, and I just know that from doing that, it's been transforming. Another thing that you talk about is your relationship with God. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like you believe in him or you're mad at him. You love him. It's like this love-hate relationship. It's like, even when you're questioning him, though, you're saying, he's showing me I'm blessed. Life is beautiful. Yeah. But I'm like, Yeah. What are your conversations like with God, if you're having any?
And this is my whole mindset, you know, and hopefully people don't bash me for it. But this is why it's a love-hate relationship. It's real simple, right? So the reason why it's a love-hate relationship is because, you know, I do believe there is a God. I do believe there is, you know, someone who put me here and put all of us here to, you know, live this beautiful life. Because life is amazing. You look at simply butterflies and plants and nature, and you're like, you can't deny. 100%. Just look at the way a butterfly is designed. Like, who did that?
It's
you didn't
life.
do it. I didn't do it.
I did it.
So you look at a butterfly and you can't deny life's beautiful. But the reason why, that's the love part, but the reason why it's like a hate part and the anger part is because, you know, all the fucked up things that are happening in the world, you know, and I know a lot of people say like it's the devil and it's a lot of other things, but it's just like, you know, when I see something happen, and it's not even because of me, but it's because, you know, outside things, you know, look at like third world countries, look at things that are happening outside of the US, you know, why is he letting that happen? You know, and I know it's like a battle, and at the end of the day, like I say in Love Yourself, like he always reminds me and shows me that I'm blessed. Always. But I have my times, like I'm human, you know. I have my times where I question. I have my times where I want to know answers. Right. You know.
Like, why is this going on?
Exactly. And I feel like that's why. And sometimes I don't get those answers. Sometimes I never ever get those answers, and I search for them for years, and I'm still searching for them, and it just like upsets me. But there's just things that happen in my life, and I'm just like, wow, this is like a miracle. I could have been dead, you know. I should have been dead this time. I should have been dead this time. I should have been dead the third time, but I'm still here, you know. So that's that's why it's a love-hate relationship, and that's why it's just like, you know what I mean, full circle.
In The Dream, you finished the album with The Dream. Right. It's about a dream that you had. Yeah. And you take it back to being shot in 2015. Right. But this time you actually pass away. Right. Do you feel like, we just talked about God right now, when you've been through so much stabbing, shooting, and you're still here, okay, like a lot of people aren't, you're still here. Do you ever feel like, I'm favored, like I'm really truly blessed, like he is saving me for a reason, for a greater purpose in life? Yeah,
I can't help but feel like that, you know. If you look at the story, you just be like, damn, you know. And I think to myself, like, I feel like I'm definitely here for some type of reason, and if I'm not, you know, if there is, I don't believe this, but if there isn't a God, if there isn't anything, and I got through those things, I don't want to get through those things in vain. Right. You know, I don't want to get through those things to just be, you know, to just be lazy and not do anything with my life. Like, I want to be someone. I want to tell my story and you know, make at least an impact or a difference in this world, because I feel like getting through those things, you know, gives me motivation and inspiration to become someone to, you know, just motivate people and tell my story, you know, to the world.
And somebody that definitely motivated and told their story and lived their life with the full purpose was Nipsey Hussle. Yeah, you end The Dream with honoring him and dedicating that song in his memory. Right. Why did you decide to do that? And obviously the ending of The Dream is very much relatable to Nipsey. Did you feel that a lot of people didn't show love while he was alive?
Of course. And especially growing, like I don't know if you grew up here. If
grew up in Long Beach.
Okay, so you know, like we've been on Nipsey.
We know what it is.
Damn near 10 years ago, you know, all of us in LA, all of us, you know, in Cali, like we've been on Nipsey, but it's just like, you know, it's so unfortunate, like, coming towards, you know, after what happened with him, then he's crazy worldwide.
It's like, why wasn't he celebrated when he was
he should have been celebrated
alive
10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's just so unfortunate for people to realize, like, oh, we lost a good one. We lost, like,
where was all of that when he was alive?
But you had him for so many years. Like, he wasn't only here for 1 or 2 years. Like, y'all had him for so many years. Like, I had him, and I used him to the best of my ability, and looked at his story and learned, let him motivate me, you know. But it's just like, and especially the media is really the thing that kind of like gets me fucking upset. And not even calling out certain things, but
call it out. I feel like I know what you're talking about, because I felt the same way.
Yeah, LA's always fucked with Nipsey, you know. All whether it's a radio station, a blog, anything like that, but then it's just like other people, like outsiders, like now you're just doing this, now you're all of a sudden supporting because, you know, there's attention in it for you. I take that shit to heart, you know, because it's just like, why wait until, and it's not even just Nipsey, but why wait until someone's in general to like appreciate someone. And it's even worse when it's just like, you could tell the appreciation is not genuine.
It's rough. For me, it was a pretty hard time, to be honest. I had the honor to meet Nipsey because of my line of work, and it was honestly one of the most humbling experiences anytime I was around him, because out of all the artists I've ever interviewed, he's the only artist that always remembered my name. Always saw me in the eye and gave me that full attention and respect. And honestly, he just carried himself differently, and he gave it back to you. He just made you feel that, like if he was honestly a real homie. And I will forever cherish every single conversation I had with him. And he's really the reason why I started this cooking show, because of having that ownership of creating your own, being able to say, yo, this is mine. Like, this is how I did it from the ground up. How do you plan to, as we say, continue the marathon?
The independent thing and you know, owning is, you know, one of the biggest things, you know, but really it's about motivating and inspiring others. You know, I think a lot of people are out for themselves, but at the same time, like, you know, when you can give back, the more you can give back to other people, inspire other people, help and support, and give other people a chance, especially because Nipsey was in the hood giving motherfuckers a chance, like
he was
back and forth constantly over the years. He was in there giving motherfuckers a chance, people he grew up on the same street with, like, you know, everything. So I think giving back and giving people a chance to go from nothing to something is the biggest way, you know, I can continue it.
I love that. Something that we've been seeing a lot in the media too going on with artists are like out of control fans that either don't know how to take no for an answer when an artist just doesn't want to take a picture, whatever it may be. They try to get too close. We saw what happened with A$AP Rocky. Have you ever had like a crazy fan experience like that?
Yeah, my fans are crazy, but at the same time, you just gotta know, and you gotta like, so you don't, if someone comes up to you and goes like this and is like try to take a picture with you, you talk to him, you be like, yo, hold up, like chill, give me a little room, but you don't get physical with them, you know what I mean? You can't get physical with them. If someone walks up to you and says, hey, you're fucking whack, you're lame, you don't punch them in the face because you're gonna get in trouble for it. It's not really the right thing to do. You gotta be the bigger person. So there's boundaries and there's things you do. Like, I had crazy fans like jump in the car before.
No way.
For real, jump in the car, and it's kind of like, yo, hold up.
You gotta get out. You need to step out. You're gonna
get in trouble. You can't just do that. Like, you know, I appreciate you. I love you, but like, hold up. You're gonna have to get out. I'll get out with you. I'll take a picture and shit. You know, but you gotta just know the boundaries. And really, it's just like talking and explaining to people why you don't want someone walking up to you and taking a picture with you, why you don't want someone being in your private space. If you eating, you know, and you don't want someone walking up to you, really, I don't really care. I'm grateful to have a crazy fan base. Like, the more crazy the fan base, it's good for me.
More power to you, because honestly, that type of stuff scares me. I feel like some fans cross the line. Like, they feel that you are their property, you know, and it's like, oh, well, he wanted this. He wanted to be famous. He wanted to be an artist, a rapper, and this is what he gets. But it's like, no, at the end of the day, he's made out of flesh, bones, and blood, just like we all are, and he's human. And it's it's a matter of respect too. It's like
it's just respect.
It's a matter of
mutual
respect.
That's
like,
all it is.
It's one thing to be like, yo, I appreciate you, I love your music, but there's some fans that I feel like I look at them like, no, you're doing too much. Like you deserve to get your ass beat because you come at me like that sideways, I'm gonna respond to you sideways. And I'm not trying to condone violence, but it's like in certain situations, like what else was that person supposed to do?
Yeah, no.
Like what else? Like when ASAP Rocky continued to tell this guy back up.
Yeah, see the ASAP Rocky,
like, and this person didn't back up.
The ASAP Rocky thing, I watched that whole video and like that motherfucker, he was asking to get his ass beat. Like they were telling him like, look, if you invade our space and you do this, like you're gonna get your ass beat. So like, and they talked to him, like they were there for forever talking to him, just like what I said, like you gotta talk to him. But there comes a point where it's just like you won't leave me alone. If I leave here right now and someone follows me all the way to where I'm going to my house and they show up like right here outside my house and they won't leave me alone, like
that's a problem. It's a problem. You can't just walk up to anybody's house like that.
Exactly.
Like it's not allowed.
With ASAP Rocky, that fucking dude was a shithead. Like, you know what I mean? We could all agree that fucking guy, I seen the video too, and I was just like, wow, what the fuck? Like, this is ridiculous, you know? Like, and ASAP Rocky was like, yo, bro, he was trying to like calm everything down and shit. The security guard was trying to calm everything down and be like, yo, we're just gonna get the fuck out of here.
But it didn't work out because that guy went in.
Dickhead, man. Fuck that dude. Like, wherever you're at, man, fuck
Sweden somewhere.
Yeah.
On the other side, it's good that you have such a great fan base because the tour sold out.
Yeah.
How fast?
30 minutes around there. I wasn't counting super into it, but like 25, 30 minutes. We added a second LA show. Okay. Sold out. Just
Are you gonna add a third or no?
Nah, I'm not adding a third.
That's it. So if you didn't get your tickets, I don't know what to tell you. Go stand outside. I don't know, try to hustle it from somebody. You're gonna have to pay them triple prices. Like, what's the most exciting thing for you when you go on tour? Like, what do you love the most about that?
Connecting with the fans. Hearing, like, when I play new music for the fans, I love seeing what song from the new album they like the most.
Which one do you think is the one that they like the most? I think maybe the Spanish one. Is it Te Necesito?
Te Necesito. I think they might like that one. Love Yourself. I love Yourself. Yeah. So I'm like, when I perform that set, it's a long song. It's 5 minutes. Yeah, it is. I want to know, like, if the fans who knows who knows it, who's singing every word. Because when I go there, and especially songs like that, people are like screaming, crying because it's such a connection, such a deep and such an emotional song. Like, I want to see like how many people know that song. But that's really the main thing for me going on tour, is seeing like what new songs I perform that people like the most. And it's not always the biggest songs, right? It's not always the songs with the most views or the most streams or the most plays. Sometimes it's that one song that everyone's like, yo, this is the song we're all gonna scream in unison at this show. It just happens. It's just a moment. So I'm excited for that, to figure it out.
I'm excited to see that happening. What's going on with the clothing line?
Yours truly clothing.
How's it going?
Everything's great. Everything's great. There's growth, progress with everything.
Do you sit there and design every single piece of clothing?
I have a whole team. I have a whole separate team. Okay. Shout out to the team. But yeah, yours truly clothing. I've had the brand for like 7 years. Everything's going good. Obviously, the store on Fairfax. Yeah. Open up a shop. That's on Fairfax major. This year.
How does that feel to be a part of that street with so many big labels on there? You got Supreme. Everybody's on that street.
You know what's crazy is and we're right next to golf. I see Tyler. I see Tyler all the time right there. It's dope. I feel like, you know, it's a community. It's like when you're on Fairfax, you're right there. I actually met with Nicky Diamonds the other day. Dope. And
he's had his store there forever.
He's just an amazing person. Fucking.
Did he give you any advice?
Person. Oh my God, we were talking for like hours, and he was just like, "Yo, this,
gems.
And this." He's like, I'm just like, "Yo," and I've always looked up to Nicky, and just like I even told him too. Like when he wrapped his Ferrari Tiffany blue. I had my car, my Lambo. I wrapped it the same color because I was like, I need to do.
I need to do that.
And I was like, I need to do that. So I've always looked up to him, and he's really the first person from like a big brand that reached out to me, and noticed yours truly. He actually noticed the. He saw the album release. The album release thing. He drove by. He told me, he's like, yo, let's connect. So I connected with him a few days ago, and he was just dropping gems, and I was just like, man, it was an honor, you know, because I looked up to him.
You make music for other people, and you pour your heart out, everything, you put it all out. Who do you listen to though when you need to be inspired, when you're feeling low, or you just want to listen to some music outside of your own music?
Tupac Better Days, that's my go-to song. Tupac Better Days, that's really the song I go to when I'm at my lowest.
I like Me Against the World.
Yeah, that's a great one. That's a great one.
I love it so much, but Better Days is one of my favorites as well. It always helps pick me up.
Yes.
Looking back at everything you've been through, just in life, I feel that even though you're young, you've been in this game for a while.
Right.
What advice would you give your younger self?
Focus on being yourself, you know, and give more time and give more attention to the people who care about you, rather than trying to spend so much time trying to get people who don't care about you to care. Focus on the people who already care. Focus on the people who are already connected with you. Focus on the people who, you know, the people who want to see you win, rather than the people who don't care if you win or lose or fall or sink or swim. You know, that's really the advice, because I spent so much time just trying to force other people to care and trying to get other people's attention, and really, like, you know, I didn't see, you know, there were certain points where I was grateful, but I just didn't see how good I had it, how much of an amazing fan base. Not that I forgot, but I was just like over here.
It's like a tunnel vision. You're focused on other things, and you don't realize like literally what's in front of you.
And now I've realized, like, especially over the years, it's like all these people, like, if they don't care about me, if they're not interested, like, it's cool. It don't matter. I got these people that love me just as much as I love them, and that's the most important thing. And that's what especially getting out of my major deal and being independent, like, I've realized it, like, yo, the whole time I was on a label, like, I was expecting a label to do all this for me, and the whole time the fans were doing the work for me. Before the label, during the label, and after the label, it was always the fans.
It's always gonna be the fans.
Always.
What's the best and worst part of being Phora?
The best part of being Phora is I know that I'm gonna die with, you know, a purpose, and I know when I'm gone, it's not just gonna be he's gone, that's it, you know, whatever. I know that at the end of the day, no matter what happens, I could go broke, I could lose everything, I could lose my legs, I could die tomorrow. When I'm gone, it's gonna mean something. You know, that's the best part for me. The worst part is I have to pay a price for that. I have to go through all this pain, the sacrifices. I have to put my life on the line. I have to, you know, constantly be, you know, in this stress. I have to constantly, you know, deal with my demons, and instead of running from them and hiding from them, you know, I have to constantly deal with these things that I'm going through, and you know, try to find a way to let it make me stronger, and I have to face them instead of, you know, just hiding from it and being like, fuck this, I'm not dealing with this, I'm looking away, like, that's it, you know. I have to face them because I'm who I am, and I force myself to. So that's the worst part.
And that's not even a worst part. Honestly, you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. It was an absolute honor to sit down and chat with you and eat these deep fried Oreos that we didn't even get to because we talked so damn much. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of Cookin It With Ayydé. This is Ayydé and Phora. Make sure you guys subscribe, turn your notifications on. You never know who's gonna come through next time.